Yo, what up, Facebook? What up, YouTube? What's going on, guys? Listen, I just wanted to pop on here quickly and talk to you a little bit about a question that I get asked a lot when it comes to the home-based business market, the MLM industry, and being able to make money from the comfort of your own home. Now, before we get started, who do we got? Throw your comment there so we can showcase you on this broadcast. Tune in. Tell me where you're tuning in from, guys. Throw in your city so we can get an idea of who is on. Who do we got, guys? Okay, I can see you guys there, so you're shy today. Anyway, okay, so here's the challenge, guys, okay? And you may or may not actually be going through this right now in your particular network marketing business, affiliate marketing business. In any company, products have to get sold, okay, in order for you to make money. Okay, if you're with a network marketing company, in order for them to actually be compliant and to get past the scrutiny of the regulators, there has to be some sort of a product that gets sold, okay, to make it legitimate. Now, the challenge that for people when they come from the corporate America business model and they try to bridge from this model over into this model, they're not the same, guys. The direct sales industry is not the same as corporate America. In corporate America, you're booking appointments, pitching your deal, dealing with the objections, and trying to close on the spot. Our industry doesn't work that way. Okay, it's a leadership business model. It's a problem-solving business model, and they're literally like this. They're like apples and oranges. Okay, now the challenge is that if all you know is this model over here, okay, and you try to jam it over into this one, they never fit. Okay, and it's the reason that people, even with great products, like you could literally have the miracle product, the miracle anti-aging, the miracle weight loss product, the miracle, chemical-free products, okay? But it doesn't matter because the business model is the same in our industry. So you have the best products in the world and you can't figure out why nobody actually wants to buy them. Huge problem, okay? Massive problem. So typically what happens is people get into our industry, okay, and they got a vision, they got a dream, okay, and they have a dream for freedom, and they see people walk across stage that are making $50,000, $100,000, $250,000 a month, and they say, I want that. I want to have that type of freedom. So they do what their company tells them to do. They make a list of their top 200 friends and family members and people that they know, and they go out with the corporate America business model to pitch all those people, and the majority of them tell you to go fly a kite. Okay, and what it does is it literally shatters your dream. Okay, and people hate getting rejected. So typically what happens is it's neuroassociative conditioning. Okay, so in other words, if every time you bring up your business, it means pain. Okay, so you talk to somebody about your products and they're like, boom, rejection. After a while, every time you think about your business, your body is automatically going to feel that queasy feeling in your stomach. And now you're not going to want to do the business. Okay, this is why people jump from one company to the next company, right? Typically every 3 to 4 months, because they think that the next dangling thing is going to be different. Okay, and until you actually learn the skills on what's different between this model and this model, you're just going to be in one of these, which is a spinner. You think it's going to change by changing the company. You think it's going to change with a different product, but I got news for you. It's not. okay, until you actually learn the distinction and you actually learn the skills. Okay. Now, the interesting thing is if you master being a good networker, okay, there is zero rejection in networking. Okay, hear what I just said. There is zero rejection in networking if you know how to do the skill, right? It's like anything. It's like riding a bike or going skiing or learning how to skate for the first time. There's a high probability if you got skates on and you went out onto the ice, you probably fell flat on your ass, right? And it hurt, right? But after a while, you learned the skill to be a skater or to skate or, take somebody out with you and your kids or whatever and go skating. But it wasn't always that way, right? Same thing with riding a bike. You probably saw all your friends go to the corner store and it was maybe 2 or 3 miles away. And that was going to take a long time to walk. But on a bike, oh my God, and they were having fun and it was exciting. And you wanted that bike. You wanted to get on and ride that bike. Well, there's a high probability at some point in time you fell off your bike, right? Or you went over the handlebars and you did a face plant or you scraped your knee, but you got back on the bike. Okay. Now, here's the interesting thing. In the event that somebody comes into a network marketing business model, and the only thing that they're taught is make your list, go do the pitch, blah, blah, blah. There's a high probability if that's you've already been pummeled, literally. You already have what I'm talking about internally in your body. Okay. It's neuroassociative conditioning. So your body already is thinking of the feeling that I'm talking about as I'm telling you about the feeling. Okay. So let's just see who we got. A couple people tuning in here. Who do we got? We got Mirka. How are you? Great to see you here. We've got Darius. Darius says, let's go. Let's go. Awesome. Daniel, always bringing that value, Big D. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Mirka is from Slovakia, Central Europe, currently watching from Aruba. Awesome. Congratulations. Stephen, great to see you back. Great to see you back. Stephen says you're absolutely correct. Networking, guys, just so you know, it's like an art. It's an art form, right? And unless somebody actually teaches you what it is, how it works, why it works, the psychology behind it, and what to do to actually get to this part, which is your connection with anybody, okay, even a complete total stranger. If you become a good networker, then you can have a lot of fun. Truth be known, you can literally go on vacation by yourself, and not only will you have a blast, but you will come back from your vacation with friends for life. Okay, friends for life, people that you keep in contact with for years and years to come, and end up meeting in some other area of the world because you had a great connection, right? A great connection. Now, what I have personally found over the last 3 decades, okay, of learning the skill, mastering the skill, teaching the skill so that other people can master the skill and teach the skill, okay? People still have this psychological barrier in their mind that they're going to get rejected. Okay. And nobody likes to get rejected, guys. Okay. Nobody likes to get rejected. And, it's kind of like one of the things that prevents people from asking somebody out on a date. Right. So, if there's a group of guys and there's a group of girls, and, the guy likes a certain girl and the rest of the guys are like, go ask her out. Go out. Oh, no, man. Right. Now, why won't they? It's the fear of rejection. Okay, rejection. Nobody likes rejection because it, until you build up the confidence or the self-esteem, it kind of pummels your confidence and self-esteem down where you don't feel very good about yourself. Okay, now typically what happens in network marketing, MLM industry, an affiliate marketing where you've got to build a team in order to make residual income or expand globally. that's actually what prevents people from doing any type of work at all. Okay, so what do they end up doing? They end up saying, oh, well, I know, I'll do an online business. I'll do an online business like that. That'll work, right? But you still have the same issues, guys. You still have the same problem. So, number one, in the event that you're going to go online, you have to build up your confidence and self-esteem, okay? Because you got to go onto video, and this right here, the cloned version of you, is what's going to create the value that's going to connect with your prospects so that they can actually see you as a leader. Okay. And it's a leadership business model, which is not the same as features and benefits business model. Okay. They're like this, right? They're totally apples and oranges. So, but the psychological barrier that people go through is that they think, okay, I know. So I can hide behind my computer and I'll just like and comment on people's posts. Like that'll do it. That'll do it. It won't. This is the problem. Okay. Any type of business, okay, any type, doesn't matter what type of business, whether you are out selling seminars or you're selling Canon copiers or you work for a, real estate company, you're a mortgage broker. People typically do business with people that they know, like, and trust. Okay. Now, can you learn how to leverage the power of a platform to provide value to the people, to establish the know, like, and trust so that by the time that you do say hello, they already feel like you're friends, right? Even though you've never ever talked to them before. Okay. So hiding behind the computer itself and thinking that's going to shelter or put a barrier between you and your prospect, right? So that you're not going to get rejected, you're not going to have that feeling, actually is, a misconception. Okay. It's a misconception. So even online, right? If you really want to make big money and you want to get to 7 figures, multiple 7 figures and 8 figures in a conventional network marketing company, an MLM where you've got products, okay, that makes it legitimate. So whether it's weight loss, skincare, nutraceuticals, energy drinks, legal, whatever, credit repair, all of those things typically are going to require you to step into your power. Okay, to step into your power. That's why I tell people that you're actually in the personal development industry. Okay, even if you're selling weight loss products, you're in the personal development industry. Well, what about skincare, Darren? You're in the personal development industry. Okay, now once you embrace that, that the journey is to the stage, the journey is in front of the room. The journey is in gathering groups of people together and providing them with value. Okay, that's our industry, which is not the same as corporate America. Okay, it's not the same as corporate America. Okay, so who do we got? We got Robin. How are you? My day's going great. Thank you. We got Jay Alfredo. Yo. What's up? Chris, I can relate. People need to know you before a business transaction can happen. Otherwise, pitching opportunities won't work. You are correct with that. What's up, boss? It's all good. Okay, we got a Facebook user tuning in. Face-to-face is the easier way to close. Video or phone call, commenting and liking on people's posts won't make you any money. You are correct. Good afternoon, Facebook user. Now, here's the thing. I'll just add to what Jay Alfredo said right there, guys, because this is really important. This is really, really important that you get this. The internet itself is a 24-hour a day, 7-day a week platform that can host clones of you. Okay, I'm going to say this again. The internet is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, okay, all around the world, never closes, and it can host clones of you. okay, cloned copies of you. So it's almost like having the ability to be able to have employees that work for you for free, because it doesn't cost you anything to create a clone, right? So that's really the power of the internet. Now, like, you got to break this veil. You got to break the veil, okay? Because if people are typically going to join a company, and keep in mind the average business opportunity, the average is between $500 and $1,000. Okay, I'm talking about all the companies that are out there. Okay, some of them will be a little bit less, some will be a little bit more, but the average is going to be between $500 and $1,000. Now, unless you have mastered video and you have mastered funnel creation and copywriting, where the funnel itself is going to take people on a journey and the clones are going to take them along a process, there's a high probability that those people are going to want to have a conversation with whoever they're going to join. Okay, that's breaking the veil. Breaking the veil. Okay, so hiding behind your computer, unfortunately, is not going to make you any money. Okay, so the whole concept of lead generation is so that you can get the person interested enough that they're either calling you, or you're calling them, or you're meeting on Zoom, or you're meeting on FaceTime to sit basically across the table from one another, just like this, right? Which is regular business. That's how regular business is done, but it's a different type of selling process. It's not the, let me tell you why you need what I have. Okay, that's not the business model. That's not how it works. Okay, and that's why the rejection is so high for people that typically bridge from corporate America over into the direct sales business model. Okay, now, even knowing this stuff, even with me explaining it, itemized steps. Okay, like, here's what you do to become the attractor factor. Here's how you get engagement. Here's the content that you create. Here's what you say to prospects line by line when they reach out to you. Even with that, you're still going to have a massive amount of people that are too scared to jump, that are just too scared to trust the process. Okay, they're literally, they're crippled from fear. Okay, and a lot of it has to do with past experience that is so anchored from a neuroassociative conditioning. It's so anchored into their system that it has paralyzed them, paralyzed from taking any action, paralyzed, guys. Okay, now, you can have the best training, the best mentorship, the best step-by-step actions, and the people that will just go, okay, what do I do? Okay, and they just follow the actual bouncing ball. You will see those people, right? Like Jay Alfredo as an example, right? He went from $140, what was he making? $160 a month working full time in Mexico, right? He was working for AT&T, but he was coachable. He was coachable. He got it, right? And now he's made like 350,000 or higher, right? In about a 2.5 year period of time from nothing, guys, flatline, but he was coachable. Okay, now what is different with all the rest of the people, right? He was prepared to trust the process. Okay, so what do you do for all of the other people? Okay, what do you do for all of the other people? Because even with the best training, the best coaching, the best mentoring, line by line, what to say, step by step, paint by numbers, which is what we do, right? That's what we do, is we give people everything that we personally do, okay, step by step. You're still going to have the same numbers. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. Like, people say, Darren, what are my chances of going from 0 to, 100 grand in X amount of time. What are my chances of going from 0 to 7 figures? Okay, and I'll tell you what it is. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. For every 100 people, okay, for every 100 people, there will be one person that's actually coachable, that literally goes like a, it's their last breath of oxygen, that takes massive action and actually does the process. Okay. Now, will there be other people that, make a little bit of money, make a little part-time money? Sure, there will be. Okay. But the question is, what are my chances of going from 0 to 7 figures and higher? Okay. It's 1 out of every 100 people that actually will do it with a conventional MLM, network marketing, affiliate marketing type of business model. So you still have people that come back and say, how can I make money without having to sell and without having to recruit? Okay, because if you don't do those two things in a conventional network marketing business, you're in trouble. Okay, because your auto ship's going to keep on coming in every month, and it's going to store up in your spare bedroom or your garage, and you got a problemo, right? Because at a certain point in time, when the economy shifts and your wife or your husband looks at the credit card bill and they go, "What's this $120 for juice?" We could get that at Costco, right? So that's the first thing that comes right off the top that comes off their credit card is the auto ship. Right. So you got a revolving turnstile if people can't make any money in your program. It's typically going to be 10% per month, just so you know, attrition. Okay. So if you brought in 100, first month, 10 are going to leave. And then the next month, another 10, the next month, another 10 until it goes, right. And a lot of people don't explain this to their new team members. Okay, my millionaire mentors explained this in detail when I started in my 20s. They said, Darren, if you got a team of 100 people that you recruit and you have 10 left at the end of your first year, you're doing great. You're doing great. Okay, but most people, they kind of pitch you on this concept of build it once and have residual income for life, right? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Okay. And, I would rather tell people the honest truth than set them up for failure or set them up for disappointment or set them up so that their dreams are shattered. Okay. I'd rather hear the truth. I was told the truth when I first got started. So my millionaire mentor said to me, Darren, if you had to work the entire first year of your business and you made no money at all, no money. Okay. The second year that you worked with your business, you made a little bit of money. And by the third year, you could replace your income. The fourth year, you tripled your income. And by your fifth year, you never had to worry about money ever again for the rest of your life. Would you do it? I said, absolutely, I would. Absolutely, I would. They said, you'll do great in our industry. That's setting people up with proper expectations instead of setting them up for failure because you're pitching them on some sort of a get rich quick scheme. Okay. And this is one of the reasons, guys, just so you know, why Ponzi's are so popular with people. Why is that? Why are Ponzi's so popular? I'll tell you why. Because the moment that you put your money in, it has the illusion that you're already making money from your money. Okay, without selling, without recruiting. Hey, wow, like I put in 1,000 and look, it's growing and I took a withdrawal, right? That's their bait to hook you in so that you put in more and then you end up getting sucked down the rabbit hole and then you end up losing it all, right? But the people that blasted their list and did all the mass marketing, they start waving the checks. Look how much money we're making. And then by the time that you start actually having any type of result, the whole thing blows up. And everybody goes down the rabbit hole, right? Huge problem. Okay. But why does the next one pick up? It's exactly for this reason. Most people do not know how to sell their products or recruit reps into their business. This is the truth, guys. Okay. So what do you do for those people? Okay. And that's what I want to talk to you about on this broadcast. Okay. On tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be opening the vault. Okay. Opening the vault. I want to be able to talk to you tonight about birds of a feather flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. What exactly does that mean? You'll typically find that, and all of it has to do with vibrational resonance, okay, which is quantum physics. Well, I'm going to explain it on tonight's broadcast exactly how this works and why, when you typically have somebody that's, say, making $250,000 a year, their circle typically makes right around the same, plus or minus 5 or 10 grand in most cases. Okay. And if you actually take out a piece of paper and you actually figure this stuff out, it will shock you, where you find out that you're plus or minus 10 grand of the circle of 5 that you hang out with daily, regularly, that you regularly talk to on a daily basis. So, and I'm going to explain that on tonight's broadcast. But what if there was a way that you could actually make money legally, right, without being in a Ponzi scheme, without having to sell products or recruit reps, from the comfort of your home or anywhere that you want to go? Now, here's the cool thing. Here's the thing that people don't think about when they hear about the concept of a home-based business, because they picture themselves working in the spare bedroom or working from the kitchen table, right? But what they don't realize, it's actually an anywhere business. It's an anywhere business. And the power of the internet, when you really get how this works, that the internet is a gateway out globally to the store that's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? And you can actually go anywhere in the world, right? Like this in January and February, I was in Maui for a whole month. Okay. But I just took my laptop. So I sat by the pool, and it was like me being here, except I was in the sunshine, right? And it was a great environment. I got to spend some great time with my parents. And in the previous year was in Manila for 3 months, right? Went to visit Ari, my business partner, worked on some new content while we were there. And that type of feeling, guys, it's incredible to be able to go anywhere you want, anytime you want, and stay for however long you want. It's mind-blowing. I'm not joking you. It's completely life-changing. It's completely life-changing. So what I try to do is to break things down as simple as possible so that it makes sense to the masses. Okay, to the masses. Now, I can tell you that from these concepts, my son, who's now 21 years old, he started to plug into these concepts when he was around 13. Okay. By 16, he was already, he made $2,000 in affiliate marketing in less than 10 days. Okay. And now he's 21. Last year, just in one single month, he did $1.8 million in sales with the Shopify platform. Okay. Now, there's all sorts of different models. Okay. There's all sorts of different business models. But tonight, I'm going to start off by explaining how this actually works from a quantum level. Okay. From a quantum level. And then I'm going to expand it out. And I'm going to show you some of the strategies that we have implemented. One single strategy, guys, one single strategy that I learned from an 8-figure income earner helped me to have a $65,000 day last week, a $65,000 day. Now, if I wasn't in the circle, if I wasn't around the people, those type of things won't happen. This is my point. right? Birds of a feather flock together. So, but the more time that you spend with people that I call it in the zone, okay, in the zone, you may have had that sometime in sports. You may have had that sometime in school or university, nailing an assignment, acing an exam, you know, doing something that was skill based, you know, like playing that corn toss, right? You know, if you get into the right zone and the right vibration, you can literally toss like one after another, after another, after another, right in, boom, boom, boom. And then if you come out of the frequency, you miss. Okay. Same thing with darts, same thing with basketball, right? So what I'm saying to you is that there's a specific vibrational resonance that will take you into the zone, and the peak performers know how to get into that state. Okay. Now, when you hang out with those people, you end up literally being in the right place at the right time and getting those type of tips, getting those type of strategies that they've already mastered, stuff that can fast track you, right? Like people ask me this. Here's an example. One of my students, Samuel Mojica Jr., he was working at the bread factory, okay? And he was like 21 years old when he started in Millionaire Mentoring, okay? And he was so hungry for freedom that he said, give me the exact steps of what I need to do, and I will stick to whatever you tell me to do. I said, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to watch these 3 videos 6 times in a row, take notes, and then message me when you're done. Okay. And it took him about 4 days to do that first action step, right? And by his 5th day, he was already making $1,000, right? Now, from his 5th day up to his first month, he was $1,000 every day. Some days he made $2,000, but he'd never marketed a day in his life. Okay. Now, how is that possible? It's possible with breaking things down like a paint by numbers set. Okay. Now, a lot of people will look at it and they'll say, oh, it can't be that easy. It can't be that easy. Really? Your belief determines your results. Your belief determines your results. Okay. So I say to them, well, what if it could? Because here's all the documentation of like dozens and dozens and dozens of these stories of people that have just been coachable, that have followed the bouncing ball, that have gone from 0 to superhero, right? 0 to 100 grand in 90 days, 0 to one guy went from 0 to 45,000 his very first month. Okay. Never had any type of income like that ever before. What's different? What's different? Okay, I'll tell you what it is. They were willing to surrender their pride. They were willing to surrender their ego, and they just were coachable. Okay, now I can tell you this from over 30 years at this process, guys. Okay, we as human beings, and I did this myself. I'm just telling you this from my own experience. We as human beings resist change. We resist change. Okay. So typically what happens if a person's not coachable, they typically will try and prove their mentor wrong. Well, I don't know about that. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't think it's going to be like that. I don't think it's going to work. Right. That's what happens a lot. Okay. Now, that's the masses. Now, like typically, this is the brokest person. The brokest person. I'm going to give you an explanation of the brokest person. Okay. Person joins your business or my business, right? And they say, Darren, you have no idea what I'm going to do. You better watch me go. You better watch me go. That's the broke person because they're not coachable. They're broke. Okay. And they typically try and take the corporate America business model, jam it into the leadership business model. They fall flat on their face. They get tired of all the rejection, which, you know, is the reason why most people never make it because they don't understand the business model. And they just kind of like, you know, look for something else. They think it's because of the company and it's not, right? It's bizarre. Okay. So real quick here. We've got a Facebook user. What's up? What's up? We've got Aaron tuning in live from Australia. Welcome. Glenn says word. How are you, sir? Calgary, Alberta is in the house. Facebook user says, hey, Darren. Hey, Facebook user. The Daisy relaunch was today. What is your thoughts on that, Darren? Okay, I will tell you about what my thoughts are on that. Okay. Couple things. And people are kind of enamored with these concepts of fast money. Okay. And when it's fast money in, it's typically fast money gone. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Okay. I don't have anything against any company, but I want to tell you what to look out for so that you don't get suckered. Anytime you have pooled funds, okay, so everybody's putting their money in the pool. Okay, so you got a pool of funds, and then you got something over here that's going to make money and then distribute it to the people. Okay, that is called a security. It's called a security. Okay, it's the reason why they're not open in the US. Okay, and you need a VPN, which hides who you are from, the stills allowed. Well, I'm going to pretend I'm from Spain. Yep, today I'm from Spain, right? And so you live in the US, but you're actually marketing. Hear what I'm saying here, guys, because this is serious stuff and it could mean jail time. Okay, you take this seriously, what I'm about to tell you. In the event that you are a citizen, resident of the United States of America, and you are marketing unregistered securities on the internet with your face all over the place on video, the first thing that happens is they put out a securities warning. That's step one. Once there is a securities warning and it's all over the internet, you know about it, but you're still marketing unregistered securities, it's jail time. It's jail time. Okay. And people think that it's a joke until they actually get a phone call or they get the letter, right, from the Securities Exchange Commission with cease and desist, because you're breaking the law. Okay. So to answer your question, that's what you got with Daisy. It's an unregistered security, pooled funds with a magic box that's paying out all the people, paying out to the people. Now, the other thing is that you've got a situation in the US where when you combine MLM with crowdfunding or cash gifting, you got a problem. Okay, so there's a couple things. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, but to answer your question, I hope that answers your question. Okay, Rakeem, how are you, sir? Great to see you here. Larry from Indiana, good to see you here. We've got Facebook user says, oh, okay. He's right. Cool. I miss watching those videos at work. Thanks for tuning in. Good stuff. Thank you very much. Sarah Espinoza, what's going on, girl? Good to see you here. Good mindset training. I appreciate that. Facebook user says, great info. I appreciate that. Will there be an opportunity to join in tonight's broadcast? Actually, at the bottom of this particular Facebook Live, right there, okay, you'll see a domain called themoneygrowthmethod.com. Okay, themoneygrowthmethod.com. You can register there. Now, I will tell you guys, and I'm not saying this to like hype it up or anything else. And I'll tell you typically what the numbers are in the event that you roll out a campaign or you roll out a promotion, you've got a launch event or whatever. And a lot of this actually has to do with the human condition. Okay, the human condition. The human species, the human race, actually has an internal feeling of the need to suffer. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. Okay. But trust me when I tell you that this is fact. And even when people register for something, okay, like, oh my God, I need to be at that, and they register for it, there's a 50-50 chance that they're actually going to show up. 50-50. Okay. And that's typically what the numbers end up turning out to be, is almost right at the 50 mark. Okay. Now, is it coincidental? It's not. It's part of the human condition. Okay. We all battle it. Nobody's got this little pod of safety zone. There is no immunity to the human condition. We all battle this. And all you got to do is look at celebrities that go from nothing to make a lot of money. Like they go from nothing to 100 million. And there's a high probability that they're going to either be on drugs, become alcoholic, try to commit suicide, or have some massive tragedy that happens in their life. Okay, Justin Bieber was a perfect example of that, right? He basically went from 0 to 300 million and literally just about completely imploded, right? Because of the human condition. Okay, because of the human condition. So, but I will tell you that there's only 100 seats. Okay, there's been way more than that have actually registered for the event tonight. But when you take into account the human condition, I don't know how many are going to actually be there. But I can tell you, when it hits 100 and people they show up at 7:05, right? I can't get on. Oh, what's going on? I showed up, I couldn't get on. Well, that, there's nothing that I can do. It will lock when it's 100. And, if you show up late, then you showed up late. You know what I mean? I always tell people, get there early, because I don't know how many people are going to be there, but there was way more than 100 that registered. But you always got to take in the variable, right? Which is the default destruction mechanism that human beings typically have. Right? Like I always say to people, even if I gave you, this step-by-step instruction, right? There's still going to be people that will not surrender their pride and their ego and just follow the bouncing ball. Okay. The ones that do, right? Like here's a perfect example. Because people say, oh, my time, you've never had more time than you do right now. Okay. With COVID. Seriously. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. There's more time than anybody ever could imagine right now where you can actually learn new skills. So if you came out of COVID and you've not increased your value with all the time that you've had, you're in a spinner of self-sabotage right now, which you gotta seriously take a look at. Okay, the spinner of self-sabotage. You only get one chance to spend time. Once it's spent, it's gone. Time's gone after that. Okay. But now this inspires me, guys. Okay. There's a 21-year-old girl, right? I mean, a woman, but I mean, when I think of her, I think of my son. My son's 21, right? And I still think of him as my boy, right? So there's a 21-year-old girl in this company that learned this formula. And last month, she made over $60,000 by implementing these strategies that she learned from 8-figure income earners. That is powerful, right? That is powerful. Now, what's different, guys? What is different? Coachable. She's coachable. She literally followed the bouncing ball, and she's successful now. Okay, she's successful. And we're going to be talking about some of that on tonight's broadcast. So let's just do good mindset training. I appreciate that. Facebook user, great info. I appreciate that. Yes, there will be on tonight's broadcast. And great advice. Thank you, Aaron. So guys, thanks a lot for joining me on this particular Facebook Live. I've been off for a little while. I was in Maui for a little bit, visiting my parents. And they inspire me, I'm telling you. Like my parents, my mom's 80 and my dad's 82, and they walk 4 miles a day, guys. Right? I've never walked the amount that I walked when I was in my best day was 8.6 miles that I walked. Okay. But I got into this routine with my parents because they were doing it every day. And I was like, geez, I'm 56. I better keep up here. You know what I mean? Like I better just pull up the bootstraps here and, be keeping up to my parents that are in their 80s. So, but, I took a little bit of a regroup. And one of the things that I always say to people is that, I'll typically go do a campaign or a rollout and get laser focused and then just go strong. And then you regroup. I went away for vacation, got all recharged, reworked on my vision again. What's most important to me? What's my purpose? What am I here for? Why did God put me on this planet? What is my purpose here? How can I make a difference in other people's lives? And I encourage people to do this, to go through this process, do a spring cleaning, go through all your drawers, take out stuff from your closet. And if you hold it, if it doesn't make you happy, you're not going to wear it. Okay. Put it in a bag, go give it away to the Salvation Army and make room for the new. Okay. Open up a gateway, make room for the new, guys. Okay. Spring cleaning. I actually do it not once a year, multiple times throughout the year to keep things moving. Okay. Money is energy. It's moving. And in the event that you have stuff, right, in your closets, in your drawers, people typically have socks that they're stretched out. And get rid of it, guys. Clear the gateway. You got running shoes. You're not going to wear them. They're tattered or whatever. Either throw them out or give them away to the Salvation Army. Do the same thing in your garage. Do the same thing in your spare bedroom, and it'll totally shift everything. I guarantee you that if you take action and you do this, that your whole life will change. Okay. You've got to out with the old, in with the new. It's constantly moving. People hold on to shirts and underwears and stuff that are so stretched out that there's no way that you would ever wear it. Get rid of it, guys. It doesn't fit you anymore. We morph, we change over the years. If your body shape changes, don't be holding on to all of this stuff thinking, oh, one day I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to get in those pair of jeans that I wore when I was 20. Yep. One day, right? That just takes up space. Get rid of it. Okay. Get rid of it. But right there, the moneygrowthmethod.com. Register for the event tonight. I'm going to be actually giving away also a signed copy of the Amazon best-selling book called The Abundance Factor. Okay, which is going to give you a lot of tips and strategies from all sorts of successful people on how you can actually, what I call, do a quantum leap, right? Like, here's a perfect example. When I first started in this industry and I was, trying, I could never really get into, massive big numbers because I couldn't build a big enough team with the attrition rate. So I'd be bringing in a team on the front end and they'd be canceling their auto-ship on the back end, right? It was very, very frustrating. So I remember working in corporate America this one time, and it was like raining out or snowing like outside in Vancouver. It's kind of slushy snow. Okay. And I had been up literally back to back, day after day, writing press releases. I was vice president of marketing for this public company. And after the market closed, that's when my work really started, where I had to write the press releases for the next morning to come out on the wire at 6 a.m. So sometimes it would be an all-nighter, maybe 2 all-nighters in a row, and then you're exhausted. So what happened was that my alarm clock went off. I had to be in the office at, 6 a.m. for the market open. And I kept on hitting the snooze button. I was just like, God, please, I just need a little bit more sleep, please. Okay. So I stayed in the shower until the hot water tank completely drained. Okay. And as I was getting dressed, I stubbed my toe on the corner of the bed. Okay, and if you've ever done that, it is painful. Okay, so I stubbed my toe on the corner of the bed. I'm, putting on my suit and everything else. I hagger down the stairs. I'm driving into the office, and I go through a Starbucks drive-through, And as I take the window down a little bit because the snow's all built up on stuff, as I'm bringing in my coffee, it hits the bottom of my window and all over my suit. Okay, so I got coffee. I can't turn back now because the market's open at 6 a.m. Coffee all over my suit. I get into downtown Vancouver and the underground is locked because the power's out. So now I got to park on the street. So I get caught up in meetings. At the end of the day, I go down to the meter, ticket. Like, how could the day get any worse? Okay. As I'm looking at the ticket, I go to step down onto the street and I go directly into 6 inches of slush. And I had brand new leather shoes on. Oh, there's my leather shoes gone. So the coffee, the stub toe, the ticket, right? The slush, right? And my phone rings, right? So I go, hello? He goes, bro, what's going on? I said, dude, you don't even want to know. I had the worst day of my life. Right? He goes, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. He goes, bro, I just had an amazing month. And I said, what happened? He goes, bro, I made $75,000 this month. Again, I just kind of went silent, right? Because I was like underpaid and overworked at my job, right? So I was like, well, what did you do? Do you sell a piece of real estate? What did you do? He goes, well, it gets better. I did it all while I was away on vacation. And I was just like somebody took an arrow, right, for the finale of the day, right? So I got so pissed off, okay, so pissed off with my day and the fact that I was slaving away. And here's my buddy living this carefree life on vacation and still made $75,000. That day was the day that totally changed my life because I hit my breaking point, guys. And that is when you go to the top, when you hit your breaking point, Okay. Now, if that's you with COVID and the stuff and the layoffs and the shutdowns and blah, 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 if that is you, I highly recommend that you click on that, type that in, themoneygrowthmethod.com, register for that webinar because I'm going to be explaining how do you get into the zone? How do you get into the zone, right? And a lot about energy transference. And when you get the concepts, it's like, whoa. And that's when your life starts to change. So guys, thanks a lot for joining me on this exclusive Facebook Live here. I've been off for quite some time. Appreciate all the interaction today. I look forward to seeing you on tonight's broadcast and have a great day. And let's go get it. Have a good one. All the best.